Hello stars, my name is Blue and today we are lost in Pesterquest. Today we are doing Dave Strider, Volume 3, A King's Feast of Ass. Let's be real. As much as you enjoy your new friends, they all seem a little lonely, like maybe they don't have any friends besides the ones they talk to online. Is online friendship a reasonable alternative to a more traditional face-to-face friendship? Are relationships, and dare say you, families, that you choose, not just as important? If not more so than those you are able to touch and feel? Damn. Maybe being a little too real. You decide not to think about it too hard. But if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you aren't terribly interested in the greater context of found family and interpersonal relationships in the instant message era. You've got a fever, and the only cure for this disease is called friendship. And nope. And the only cure for this disease called friendship is to mildly inconvenience a few teenagers. As much of a delight as it's been to make a young boy face his existential future, rob a woman of her booze stash, and then self-reflect about the value of contextual relationships, it's all felt a little heavy-handed. What you need is an emotional palate cleanser. There are 2 kids left on this tour de force, and both sound like they'd make exquisite friends. Time to go full-on easy mode here. You've heard so much about this guy, you feel like you got this one in the goddamn bag. Oh. With confidence, you zap yourself onwards. Ugh. What am I looking at? Oh. You're already here. Wherever here is, it is blistering hot. You nigh instantaneously regret your choice of apparel. Why did you instinctively put your hoodie back on over this robe? Gown? You the mailman or male person? This must be Dave. Rose mentioned he talked a lot, and as you start to explain it becomes apparent he is having this conversation with you. At you, not with you. Wow. It is unbelievably humid. If memory serves correct, Dave lives in Houston, doesn't he? Did I skip over some dialogue? No. Person adjacent. Anyway, Egbert told me you'd show up eventually, which I never doubted for a second since one of the core tenets of the United States Postal Service is that you visit 4 extremely specific and spread out teenagers while sweating all over yourself. Practically a crime not to be increasingly moist while out here delivering a letter on the roof of the skyrise. Which, as you know, is the most effective and legal way to drop off the post. Clammier than a New England potluck and wandering around the roof. With no package. It is actually really cool how much this kid seems to talk at you, but you are barely listening. Has the sun always been that red? Has the sky always been that wavy? Are you alright? You are hardly alright. You tug at the collar of your soggy mess of a hoodie. This is an overwhelming, oppressive heat. Almost impenetrable air fills your lungs as you try to take a series of shallower and shallower breaths. The world fades to white. When you wake up, you're sitting propped up on the cheap futon in front of a large television. A rough approximation of a person does an elaborate series of controlled falls accumulating in what you can only describe as skateboarding for assholes. On your left, Dave exists in the quantum state that is both somehow sitting and laying down, but also neither. With the precision of a Swiss watchmaker, he deftly presses a series of buttons that makes the awful polygon man on screen T-pose and fall face forward into the ground. Seconds later, his skateboard flops helplessly next to him. He doesn't look away from the screen as he speaks. So, I guess you lived. It's not that I'm invested, but John might be sad. Classic John. You try to emulate his incredibly casual body language as you slide your own body down the futon. Your legs already barely reach the ground. Yeah, that guy's a dork. But I taught him everything he knows. You ask him if you taught him how to be a dork. You affect a completely uninterested face as though the sickness of your third-degree burn is not a single most exciting thing in your entire life. God damn. Owned in my own home. Owned within an inch of my life. I'm on the edge reaching... I'm on the edge reaching out that hand of friendship, and this chucklehead long live kings me. Thousands of gazelles trample my useless body as Jonathan Taylor Thomas's persona watches on. Who will raise Symbol now? Who's going to teach him about combat? Philosophy. Life. By the way, I put your really nasty sweatshirt in the shower. Dope. Dope, dope, dope. You're definitely the sort of person who says dope often and casually. You tell him dopely that you are a person who's not caught up in the small details of decorum or personal property. In fact, it doesn't bother you at all that he took your only worldly possessions and tossed them in a shower while you were unconscious. What's some light corpse looting among bros? Haha, okay. While it dries, you can wear one of my bro's shirts. He usually has a fresh stash hidden in here. Dope! Tight. Sick. Nothing weird about hiding some shirts in the living room. Just gonna have a look-see. Holy shit, there are a lot of puppets in here. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Puppets own. Enough said. Maybe this would be easier if you didn't skip through dialogue. My bro's got the market cornered. I say as I do it again. My bro's got the market cornered on puppet-based endeavors. Back up against the wall like a feral beast hissing for more plush-orientated content. Little guy's probably just scared. Just wants to be protected. Just wants to protect its nest and mouth feed its babies. Only the choicest puppet smut for a reasonable fee. What the fuck does any of that mean? You look back to Dave, but he's on his phone. God damn, that is so cool, actually. Dave is such a dork. There's something weird about this whole setup that you just can't seem to put your finger on. For one, you can't seem to find any secret shirts anywhere. It's all just puppets and plushes and DJ equipment. Oh my. Yeah, with my bro, you have to think of the potential for ironic payoff. The guy's always one step ahead. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it was all just some trap to make you think you'd gotten his goat. But that goat is long gone. Makes you think maybe there never was a goat. Maybe it was some other barnyard animal all along. You've been duped into looking for the goat like some dumb asshole. Or maybe the goat gets you really, subvert the whole thing. You take a second to wonder if he's really using the term ironic correctly in this instance. By dictionary definition, yes. A goat getting you is the opposite of how the situation should go. Thank God you settled that. As you're about to reassure Dave that this joke tracks, you catch some movement in the corner of your eye. Was that a camera? It couldn't have possibly been a camera. Oh, nope, there it is again. There is a camera coming out of the ice dispenser. It whirls softly as you approach. Its mechanical eye its mechanical eye trained on you. How long has this thing been watching? Is it Dave's? You lean and take a closer look, but your foot catches on something and you fall flat on your face. Dave seems too engrossed in the conversation he's having on his phone to pay you much mind, occasionally mumbling something out loud a few times before presumably typing it out. You search for whatever it is that made you beef it so royally. You know, beef it. Like, fall down. That is a real phrase that humans say. A small tripwire stands taut a few inches off the ground. You must not have disturbed it enough to set it off, whatever contraption it's attached to, apparently. Oh yeah, sometimes they're more of a psych out. You think, oh fuck me, I definitely beefed it, which is a phrase that is real. And you sit there waiting on bated breath, prepared to be deep fucked in velvety marionette dick. Oh, I do not miss this. And it never comes. You go the rest of your day just waiting for the payoff for your dipshit mistake. And it never comes. You wake up in cold sweats for weeks, yearning for a release that will never find you, and it hits you. You've been fucking bamboozled by the master yet again. There's no elaborate booby trap. No Rube Goldberg device set to enact a series of complicated shenanigans, ultimately resulting in being buried alive in Kermit the Frog plushes. Amphibious dong. Beautiful, really. Damn, bro, you live like this? I mean, yeah, I guess. Keeps me on my toes. Heels never really even meet the ground. A prima ballerina with a head full of dreams and nothing to lose. God's gift to plies, ripping a straight tasty tour in lair for my adoring ferrets. They go apeshit for this sort of thing, but it's just another day in the life for a dancer extraordinaire, Dave Strider. Haven't fallen for a trap like that since I was a baby. Trained. Real rookie mistake, mailman looking tired, maybe. Is he rapping? Drained. He is. Oh my god, is he mumble rapping at you? This is the greatest day of your life. Got more plush ass than a puppet lost and found. King Strider drops the illest fires, 'cause heavy is the crown. Rhyming puppet with puppet. Calling that puppet rhymes. Killing all a ventriloquist. Puppet on puppet crimes. He goes on like this for some time. What you could describe as bars of a similar caliber. The narrative focus shifts into your inner thoughts out of necessity because it turns out writing raps is really hard. Getting meta up in here. He isn't exactly great, but you're not really a rap expert despite what your social media opinions might imply. Unless you count Hatch to Dance, which of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Wait. What? What does that mean? Why did you think that? The whole scenario feels a little weird and familiar to you. All of these kids feel familiar to you. You learn something new about Dave and you feel like you already sort of know it. You can't place it. Despite having met Dave no less than half an hour ago, something feels just slightly off about him. Something about his action feels so performative in nature. Like he's phantoming in front of an audience. Phantomiming in front of an audience. As Dave continues to rap, you remember that you are in front of an audience. You cast a glance over to your camera, but also to the hundreds of stuffed little creatures staring at you with their lifeless eyes. Amidst your revelation, recheck back in on Dave because I'm getting paid to write this, so I should probably make with the fucking jokes already. The writers are breaking the fourth wall up in here. Master of my tool, I am the ace. Hardware. Got more homes than a gardener. Yard care. Nice. The chaotic and surreal energy of the scene sends a shock of nervous energy down your spine. You feel alarmingly nude without the comfort and familiar warmth of your sweater. There was something about it that grounded you. Something that felt like home. Dave concludes his masterpiece with an elaborate series of yas and uhs, just as you see the camera turn away from him ever so slightly to focus on something else before retreating back into the ice dispenser. It almost makes it look a little bashful. It's kind of adorable, actually. Despite the fanfic you've written in your head about the cool kid and his new best robot friend, the reality of the situation sets in. You have yet to make friends with this character, and It all has kind of felt surreal and weird to you. Maybe it's time to zap back and hard reset this continuality to try again. What does that mean? Feels like I'm missing an important part of the puzzle here. Oh, did he read or hear that? How does this work exactly? Sometimes you just narrate what you're thinking. Kind of a baller move. Has nobody called you out on this before? Why has nobody called you out on this before now? You put your hand on the counter to stabilize yourself and your fingers brush up against something clandestinely polo, just barely poking out from beneath a pile of plush discount nobodies is a neatly retail folded shirt. Save and wear the shirt. Obviously, you're going to put the shirt on. You don't want to be the only one wearing a cool shirt. Do you need some privacy? I'm not sure where one layer of you ends and the other begins. Doubt the audience cares. What? Oh! You guys being on camera like this is kind of fucking whack, you say. So pointedly, your sprite even shows up on screen for a second. Yeah, that's right. We went all out for this one. Dave's might be my favorite. You were wondering if there was a place here that wasn't under constant surveillance. Like, how does this kid take a shit in peace? You know everyone's thinking it. Dope line of questioning that I'm sure the public at large is eager to know the answer to, but my room isn't wired up now. About to get you fired up, though. Menagerie's multiplier with me. Maybe not the second. Alright, damn. You accompany Dave down the hallway to his room. You hear the shower on as you pass the bathroom, and you peek in to see your hoodie on nice and nice gown on the tile being uselessly wetted by a low pressure stream. You're welcome, by the way. Dave motions you to go in first, giving you the privacy you need to change into an extremely starched polo t-shirt and nothing else. This collar will not go down. This is absolutely what someone in 2009 would think is fresh as hell. You look around the room for a bit. There are so many things in here. This would be a 13-year-old's wet dream. But to you, it just seems like a little much. It feels like this is a bunch of things someone thinks they should like. Let the fan art reflect that you've put on this shirt at this point. There isn't a mirror in here, but you can tell that this is someone out there's idea of a look. The door opens and Dave is standing there, but not walking in. He's leaned up against a door frame sipping juice. Where'd he get the juice? What the fuck? Hallway juice, my guy. Hallway juice. What? You don't keep foodstuff stashed around your house? What do you do when you get hungry? No, that's not it. You usually keep it in the fridge or whatever. Too obvious. Somebody help this useless clown. You sure, Dave, that you've met many clowns in your day, and only some of them were useless? Name one. You can't. Why did you say that? Clowns are awful. Everyone knows this. Guess he's got you there. You know, despite the overwhelmingly plush decor of the rest of the house, there is a distinct lack of puppets in here. That's more my bro's thing. Not that they aren't deliriously sick. Just a whole hospital ward full of the illest children you've ever seen. Each one more up to pup than the last. Up to pup? Yeah, pup. Like puppets? You're gonna be honest, it doesn't really seem like his heart is in it. How do you mean? Well, it's just that he doesn't really seem to be all into puppets. This feels a little performative. Well, I guess I got my own stuff I'm into. Like, if I were to rank it on 1 to 10, I'd say puppets are probably a solid 7. You got this kid on ropes. Just one more push. In fact, you'd even go to far as say the puppet thing sorta sucks. It is extremely weird. The cameras the hiding things like an animal, it all seems a little, you know, whack. For a while, he just seems to look at you, almost as he's sizing you up. There's a long stretch where Dave doesn't break eye contact with you as he finishes his cute little juice and crumbles it up. He takes an ambitious shot at the trash can and misses by about 7.5 feet. Damn, I could have sworn I had game. You're throwing me off, mailman. Yes, this is correct. That is correct. You are a faithful employee of the Postal Service. I mean, I definitely believe you, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I had a cool friend who, even though they're cool too, they're too cool to care about the details like this, they were a little skeptical of this whole situation. Maybe they want some proof you were who you said you were before they let you get any closer to their friends. Just throwing that hypothetical out there. What proof could he possibly need? Say the oath. What? The oath. The male oath. Look, the thing about that is, I mean, unless you aren't really a mailman. Behind his glasses, Dave's eyes shift ever so slightly to what you might describe in a less immediate harrowing situation as a moderately priced looking Malkatana mount into his wall. You realize that maybe now isn't the best time to come clean about your impeccable ruse. You can't believe you managed to put yourself in moral peril yet again! You wordlessly chuckle as you shake your head. Oh, the situations you get yourself into. Dave, not privy at your private thoughts for once, looks on. Why, of course you can recite the mailman oath, you say with a confidence that is misplaced as it is unfounded. You perk up. Now's your time to shine. Maybe it's the pop collar, but you're feeling good about this. No. You got this. You've liked a ton of kids. One more and it'll be smooth sailing from here on out. You open your mouth and there's a brief moment where everything feels like it's going to be okay. You immediately start sobbing and crumble into a disgusting mess on the floor. Mood. Uh-oh. Fuck. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ. Reading out loud is already a challenge to me. What is this? Yeah, real mailman, you never worry, you have a real mailman outfit. You're a fraud. You don't even know how much stamps cost. What's it, like 97 cents? I don't know, I haven't been to a postal office in a long time. Oh my god. Jesus, just, okay. It's gonna be alright there. Dave squats down next to your deflated body and pats you a little awkwardly. When he assumes your shoulder. Ah, I love this. You say you're sorry you tricked him. You just wanted to impress him because John said he was so cool. It's fine, I guess. Fuck, dude. Get a hold of yourself. He tries to get up, but you desperately... Are we gonna get a bad ending? You desperately cling to his shirt, confessing everything. Confessing to made-up crimes you didn't even commit. The guilt! It's too heavy. Look, my guy. We all make mistakes. Please stop whatever this is. I'm pretty sure you are harmless. And don't think you actually killed anyone with your ass. Oh no! Or were ever any accessory to burning down an alien mall or whatever insane shit you just said. Oh no! When you remember, but you don't actually remember. Yeah, you kind of got caught up in the moment and just started saying made up shit. You asked Dave if he's mad at you. Nah, dude. Get up. Dave helps you back up onto your feet. You come clean with a only slightly more controlled and dignified way this time. You explain how there's these huge gaps in your memory and that you somehow end up with these abilities to let you traverse space, time, and sometimes even reality itself. Dave doesn't say much for a change, and it doesn't seem like he's listening at first, but you think maybe he's just one of those Maybe he just has one of those faces. Let me get this straight. One day you just appeared in a suburb. No memories except that you have some mysterious teleportation power. You dig through some unsuspecting chump's mail looking for clues. And through some ridiculous universal happenstance, you just so happen to stumble upon the most gullible fucking dork in the universe. Befriend him. Also, I'm there via text. Egbert gives you a list of friends to visit. Out of all the choices available to you, myself included, and you go see Rose first. Rose fucking Lalonde. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Even though we built up such a good rapport when I told John you weren't a real mailman. Called it, by the way. Your first instinct is to visit the most heavy-handed of us, of all of us, for some light kinship. A power move, I guess. Mailman out here wave dashing for friendship. Can't even spare a neutral for a old Strider, huh? Won't even back into the corner and spam your ranged attack for the D-man. A tragedy in 2 acts. Both acts are titled Betrayal. You definitely understand what is being said and absolutely don't have to ask your friends what some cool video game words are. And you are 100% not pulling the boldest how do you do fellow kids the world has ever seen. Besides, is that really the thing to be focusing on right now? You fucking wound me, mailman. Of course it is. Nothing is more important to me than this. They say that most humans only use 10% of their brain. That's because I'm using 90% of it to think, how dare you? So anyway, you can really go anywhere. See anybody you want. Sounds nice. For all but a moment, the act drops and you see the corners of his mouth tighten a little. The fading afternoon light filters through his sunglasses at just enough in an angle to see his eyes shift ever so slightly towards the window. These subtle movements would surely be lost on most. If you weren't so focused on trying to read him, or even just slightly further away, you may have missed it yourself. There was almost a loneliness in his voice. It must be hard to live here by yourself, so far away from the people who care about you. It's possible that you have been so focused on trying to blindly make friends that you've forgotten that in front of you is a real living person. You can't help but wonder if there's something you can do. You said you can take people with you, right? Like, if you could teleport John around? Would that work with anybody? This is it. This path to the kid's heart is clear as day. Fuck what you said just now. That friendship juice is so close, you can practically fucking taste it. You try not to look excited, affecting Dave's cool persona as you say, fuck yeah, you can take people with you. You scope out your fingernails because for some reason that is what you do when you're acting cool. This works to the full extent it can, coming from someone who's not but 7:30 from someone who not but 7 minutes and 32 seconds earlier was rolling around on the floor, damp with their own tears. Did he have some place in mind? Yeah. I mean, I got some ideas I could bounce off you, I guess. How do you feel about... Shh. Don't cut him off. MC, what are you doing? With a swift finger to his mouth, you cut him off. He doesn't seem to like that very much, but you still consider it a successful maneuver. It's not. There's no need for words, friend. You know just where he wants to go. You think really hard about it. Think about where you want to be, Dave. Think about what is important to you. Think about what you really want. It'll be more magical this way. Friendship is magic, after all. You just made that up right now. Don't look it up. Damn, I guess that's true. He closes his eyes and you put a hand on his shoulder. This is it. Putting your trust in the magic of friendship, you focus on this power entirely as much as you're able. Flashes of distant but somehow familiar images courses through you. The quiet stillness of the suburbs, the smell of a forest, the heat of an apartment, the ocean breeze. You extend it outward as much as you are able. This is his rodeo. You are merely the vehicle. What the fuck? Oh fuck yes. The two of you stand near a sign that says, "Please wait to be seated." A very cheery hostess has a brief exchange with Dave and ushers the two of you to an open table. Oh, hell fucking yes. There's no mistaking it. About to get my motherfucking breadstick on. This is absolutely an Olive Garden. You could visit your friends, Dave, and you go to an Olive Garden? Guess that makes sense. Fuck yeah, it is. When you're here, you're family, dog. While you're still new to this, you can't really seem to detect any irony in his voice. You thought for sure he'd want to go see his friends. You thought you had him figured out. First and last mistake, mailman. But you'll learn. I'm a mystery. Got that history. Like with the plot of my flow so hot they leave you looking blistery. Radically ambiguous. My rhymes are contagious. At the OG with my homie where the breadsticks are continuous. You know what? Fuck it. You just let him go for a while. You don't even know if that last one rhymed, but fuck if you aren't charmed by this little bastard. You lean back in your chair and just absorb it all, sitting in the worst restaurant imaginable with your new rapping teen friend while the other patrons do their best to ignore his incredible rhymes. After a short while, Dave abruptly stops freestyling and you open your eyes. Oh fuck, you know what time it is. No, your sprite doesn't have to have a watch drawn on it. It's breadstick 30, no one watch necessary. Fuck me, I love breadsticks. I never talk about it. This is a very real hidden character trait that no one knows about me. Well, that sounds like a very real hidden character trait that nobody knew about him. And we are certainly not finding this out now because of a series of seemingly unrelated events that possibly changed the continuity of this universe, allowing these sorts of otherwise narratively unimportant traits to shine through. Well, he is really going to town on those breadsticks. Maybe this is all friendship needs to be, spending some quality FaceTime with the solid bro and just absolutely decimating some bottomless breadsticks at a bad chain Italian restaurant. Maybe the real lesson here is friendship doesn't have to be a grand gesture or a high adventure. Maybe the real friends. I understand you're having a moment, but I am absolutely going to eat your breadstick if you don't stop talking about what friendship means to you. Yeah, man, whatever you want. Got that bread, son! I love this! I don't know if you can tell, but Dave is one of my favorite characters. And that was Dave's train. You know, I'm surprised we got through that without a hitch. I thought for sure we were gonna get a bad ending. I think the next is Jade. It should be Jade. Yeah, it's Jade, and then it's on to the trolls. Dirk is the last one. Also, that's new. But Dirk is gonna be the last one. We're gonna be ending on Dirk. That feels weird. Unless they're gonna do, is it the beta kids or the alpha kids? I don't remember. What are they called? The, trolls of them. I hope they do the trolls. That'd be cool. Probably won't. The loneliest girl in the world. I'm excited to see Jade's room. that is it for today. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And I will see you for our next adventure. Remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you, bye!